Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Glad you could all make it on this cold morning. And Mindy thinks it's very windy. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which each member has the opportunity to develop personal communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. At this time, I'd like to welcome our president and club mentor to the lectern, Sporty.
Thank you, Madam Sergeant at Arms. Good morning. Good morning. And it is a good morning because every day on this side of the ground is a good one. So let's not lose track of that. All right, let me say this now. In terms, again, as the president, I would like to say a heartfelt thank you for the first half to our current officers. Mindy Chirac served as the Secretary and Sergeant at Arms. Cassandra Lee served as the Vice President of Education. Amy Clay served as our Treasurer. Sylvia Duncan served as our Vice President of Membership. Linda Jackson served as our Vice President of Public Relations. We had an officers meeting last Friday before the TLI, and I asked all of the officers to grade themselves. And just to fast forward, at the end, when they were finished grading themselves with their humble selves, I gave them all an A, because I gave myself an A. See, I grade based on what you do, not on what you don't do. It's not easy being an officer. This is a volunteer organization, and I think we forget that sometimes. And it's important to realize that you are not being judged or graded based on the same types of principles that you would have at a regular job. So I don't think that we need to ever put ourselves in a situation where we're saying, well, I didn't live up to my standards. It was the first time, and it's only been 6 months. So all of our officers got an A for their first 6 months. Let's have a round of applause for our officers. I also want to thank our membership. Our membership has been wonderful. I really appreciate all of you. It was my first 6 months as president, which, you know, I got tricked into by my wonderful friend. Which I was happy to help my wonderful friend, Cassandra Lee. We're doing it, but it was a great experience for me. And I really thank you because we tried some new things as members, those of you who have been with the club before. And we tried some new things, and they didn't all work out as smoothly as we would have liked them to, or as we had forecasted that they might, but in the long run, they all worked out. And the key is, again, we tried. So you get credit for what you do right. So I'd like us to keep that in mind as we go forward, because we're going to be trying more new things. And it's important as members that you recognize that each of you is an officer. Each of you is in charge of helping us build membership. PR, treasurer, get your dues in on time. We're going to get a list that tells us when everything is due, but let's commit to it. And so that's the key. So we're all officers and we're all members. So I'd like to also give our members a great round of applause. Also get members is a calendar, it says calendar of events, but on my way here I decided to change it to calendar of goals. Because what I want us to do is think about the different things that we have to do as a club, as Cassandra will again explain with, I think, the Distinguished Club presentation, easy for me to say, Distinguished Club program, what we need to do to become a Distinguished Club. So you're going to see that from January to March 7th, that's when we'll have our table topics and international speech contest. And that's at the club level, and then the membership contest, and then the area contest. And that takes me right back to, as president, when I looked at what we were doing, and the reason I do applaud the membership is when I looked at the goals that I had set as a president, we passed them all. We had more time-sensitive meetings. We were conscientious of role play, no matter how many times I had to hit you. See, we haven't worn out the gavel. I hit you with it, but we're getting better at it. So stay conscious of role play wherever you go. See, we can't come, oh, okay, well, I'm just schooling out. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that when I get out in the real world. Then don't do it here. Practice role play. When I came up and exchanged the lectern with Mindy, I said, thank you, Madam Sergeant at Arms. I didn't say, thanks, Mindy. Good seeing you. Her name is Madam Sergeant at Arms. My name right now is Mr. President. In a minute, I'm going to be Mr. Toastmaster. You know, so that's how we have to remember to continually address. If you're focused on that, well, now when you get out in the real world, you'll address people according to their proper role anyway. That's what they're doing as well. Everybody's playing a role. So that's what you want to do. All members made better use of the website. Well, all didn't, but many did. We still need to get that better. We've got to get those pictures up. Lorna did a great job of volunteering to bring her camera and taking people's manual speeches. Visit other clubs. You know, visit other clubs and give a speech there. You don't have to give all your speeches at this club, even though we'd love you to. But the thing is, if you give all your speeches here, it's going to be harder to attain the CCs. If every meeting we came to, all of our speakers showed up, then that would limit the number of speeches that we would be able to give. We would love to have that limitation set upon your speeches, you know, visit other clubs, as well as go to other clubs and see how important it is that you stay a member of this. You have to, because you have to compare. We've got the best club. But you don't know that. You're going there based on what I say. And I'm going to say it all the time. So go visit other clubs and see what they've got going on. And that's not a knock on other clubs. Other clubs are wonderful. They are really good. They're almost as good as us. And so you need to go and see what they do as well.